Your hair looks cute. Did you get a haircut?
I did.
So
Oh
cute.
shit. Oh boy. Ah. Hi, Mom. How are
Hi,
you?
honey. Well, I've been very excited looking forward to this podcast because we actually haven't talked since we did the last podcast. We've texted, but
Yeah.
okay. Well, I did have some feedback. So I listened to I like to listen to the episodes and see, like, are we doing
Okay.
a good job? How are we doing? And
Okay.
I have some critical feedback for myself.
Interesting.
I I suffer from this disease called interruptitis.
Mm.
And it's because my brain is a fast brain. We know this. I am a Gemini. I have a very busy brain.
Mm-hmm.
And you start talking, and I'm like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And then my next thought. So, my goal on this podcast today is to listen
Oh, but
to
that
my
makes so
child.
I don't really have to prepare at all because I know you'll be talking. So I mean, all right.
Well, I annoyed myself. So, I'm trying to
No,
not do
just
that.
I don't listen to the podcast. I tried once, and I was just like, you know what? We're just doing this for fun. So like, I don't need to. I don't know if I want to like go back and like critically. I watch the clips, but I don't listen to the full podcast.
It's an interesting conversation on work process, right? Because you're an actor. Do you go back and
Yeah.
watch your audition tapes or your movies you've been in or things you've done?
I will for anything I'm creatively other than just acting. I'll go back in. Like we're doing a pilot right now, and I'll go through and take notes, especially on like my own performance and like jokes and stuff, just to be like, okay, I need to change this or that. And then like I've watched American Underdog a bunch of times because that was a big one. That was the first one. Um, and now it's on CW, I guess, right?
I was going to
They
bring it
released
up.
on
So
CW.
there's some there's big news. The movie you were in, the Kurt Warner story, which by the way is a phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
Um, our friend, the Irwin brothers, Andy Irwin directed that, wrote that,
yeah,
and it is phenomenal. But it's now like
it's really
mainstream.
good.
You can see it for free on the CW. So go in and check it
Yeah.
out. You see McKylin's performance.
So I work at a bar and we played it on one of the TVs. That's like a bit that we've been doing because once it's on network TV, you can kind of just play it whenever. And so twice I played it on the TVs, but I'm in such a small spot like toward the end and in the middle, so it's kind of hard to like look at me. So, but hey, still fun.
Is it helping your tips to do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to how much we got tipped afterwards. It's a lot of conversation that gets started. They're like, oh, what was that? What? Oh my God, what was Zachary Levi like? But yeah, I haven't gotten more tips, but that, you know what? I'm gonna start trying that. I'm gonna have you on one TV and me on another TV. And then they'll just be like, why are you here? And it'll be great.
why are you a bartender?
Yeah,
Full disclosure, you are in a hard profession. I wanted to talk a little bit more about your work because we talk about
yeah,
my work a lot. Share with
yeah.
our listeners kind of your career path right now. It is
Uh,
challenging.
yeah, it's tough. It's I'm an actor and a writer, and I'm gonna direct a short this year, God willing, to schedule and everything kind of checks out. But yeah, it's tough. It's auditioning. Like last week, I had two auditions. It was great, but then this week it's kind of dry. There's not a lot of stuff to apply for. So then writing stuff, and then writing's a nightmare because I know I'm like you, where I will start writing something, and I'm good about at least getting close to finished, but I'll get like a first draft out that's kind of just like the all the thoughts that I had while I was writing it, and then I will move on to something else. So that's been an issue to like stick with a thing. But then it is also nice to be like where I'm at right now, where I have a short written and a feature from that short. Um, and basically just the short is to get money to make the feature. Um,
Like
and then I'm
the
doing a
big my big fat Greek wedding. Remember how they did that? Like they shot it and
yeah,
had it at Sundance, and then someone bought it, and then they reshot it with more
and then they
money.
reshot it.
That's the
So
goal, right?
And that's so basically the goal is like we're doing that as well with a TV show where we're going to shoot a pilot and then we're going to shop it around and hopefully, fingers crossed, somebody buys it. And then or I mean, if anybody doesn't buy it, at least they'll like what we did and hire us or something else. It's just good to have
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So I've been this year. I was just talking about this. One of my goals this year was to just like be making things. And so far, I have an improv show. We're gonna do another one in September. Um, we did a sketch show that didn't work, but then I got hired on another sketch show, and then we're making this pilot, and then I want to make this short, and then I just started on another script. I have three and a half-ish scripts that I'm working on because of my brain. I'm like you. I'm just a crazy person with my brain. So I
We don't call it crazy. We call it busy. We're busy
I'm busy.
brained
We're
people.
busy brained. Yeah, I wrote a script about two brothers, but that movie's kind of been made a bunch of times, so I moved away from it. Because like right when I started writing it, a bunch of people made it, and I was like, oh, I must have seen something in the ether that made me want to write it. And then so I was like, all right, well, we'll just kind of have that sitting there. And then I have one about these guys playing football, and I have that one kind of cooking, and that one's good. I had some ideas for that one. I have to figure out if I want to just do that as like a movie.
You actually pitched that one at the Heisman this year to like
To
RG3 and
to
Tim Tebow,
RG3.
and they
Yeah,
loved it.
they
Didn't they
liked it.
love it?
They liked it.
You
Yeah.
got to
So
get them
I
on
gotta
board for the project. Yeah.
yeah, well that's why I'm like, if it's a movie, it's a lot easier, but I feel like people want TV shows. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I like
Yeah.
it. I think you hit on something that I do think we are both challenged with. We are idea people. I
Yeah.
have 755,000.6 great ideas. And I
Hmm.
finally started doing something with my coworkers of saying, like really being honest about what my strengths and weaknesses are, is I will tell my producers, listen, I have these three great ideas. I need your help to execute them. Like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to be able to look up all these stats. I have this idea and blah, blah, blah. So one idea that I had this week for college football that I was really disappointed I did not follow through with. So there's a running back for USC football. You're going to love this actually. And
Okay.
his name is Joquavius Marks. He transferred in from
I've
Mississippi
heard of this
State,
person. Yeah.
Joquavius Marks, but he's going by Woody Marks at USC this year. And, I dig in, why is he called Woody? And it's because he was obsessed with Woody from Toy Story. And so I just think that's so cute. You were also obsessed with Woody from Toy Story.
Any
So I
any
had
Woody
this,
period.
I had this whole idea, like, let's do a Woody body, but with Joquavius's face on the top and him running and catching passes. And I'm like, this is such a cute idea. And, we own the rights to Toy Story, I think at Disney, so we could collab on some of the animation. And it kind of
That's
went up the
yeah.
chain and then it died. And so we didn't get it done. And I'm really sad. So I'm hoping I have another USC game this year so I can get my Woody animation done. But
That's
back
a
to what
big
you're saying,
yeah.
like ideas, like the follow through, I think is a skill in life.
Yeah. Well, it's also just ideas. My biggest issue when it comes to writing is you'll get ideas for new stuff, and like my hopper, you can only make so much. There's only so many variations of how your brain actually works. Like it works a lot, but so like I had an idea for this heist movie about Bob Ross paintings. That's all I'll say.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, I love it already. I've been
yeah,
obsessively so for
yeah.
some reason every time I turn on the TV right now, Bob Ross populates. Is that happening to you too? Like
So
whatever my cable system is.
Doc had a channel that was just all like it was a Bob Ross channel. So we just like would be bored in the morning and be like, oh, let's watch a little Bob Ross. So I get home from wherever and be like, oh, let's watch a little Bob Ross. So I've just been watching a lot of Bob Ross, and then apparently he has a warehouse. Like he's never sold a painting, and he always did two on each show. So and he did hundreds of shows. So he has a warehouse allegedly. I don't know if this is true. Um,
Okay, don't give away anymore because I feel like you're going to give away your plot. This is good.
no, no, no.
I
So
think you
basically,
should write this.
I literally have the legal pad with characters and stuff. I'm doing it right now. But my boss at work, he's lived all bunch of crazy lives, but at one point he was in Atlanta where the warehouse is, and they were planning on stealing like robbing the Bob Ross warehouse. And so I was like, well, allegedly they were planning that, and I don't know whose boss it was. But
Backpedal, backpedal, backpedal.
well, because they, that he's never sold any, so how would like
Where are
they're
all these
just
paintings? There's
there.
got to be, he was prolific.
There's got to be like thousands and thousands and thousands of paintings. And so I heard that story and I was like, I that would be a great like kind of family heist movie,
Cute.
kind of like Logan Lucky or something.
Right.
And so I was like, let's do that.
So because so when you turn on, for some reason you turn on your TV and like something just populates before you choose, like, am I going to watch Netflix, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I've done, but it's only Bob Ross popping up right now.
Yeah.
And I will just put it on because, and now we're going to look at that beautiful sky. There's just a little blue. Up, up,
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
Look at those clouds. When he
you're
does
gonna draw like
clouds,
you draw like he was doing a fire the other day and he's like, all right, you get your main fire, you just put that orange right in the middle, just make a splash of orange. All right, and then you're just gonna draw X's all over the canvas, all the way away from the orange. However bright you want it to be. You don't have to do what I'm doing, you can do whatever you want. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, just so
he
it's
makes
like
me
teaching a skill
happy.
and
Bob Ross
it's
makes me
sweet and
happy.
it's a skill. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Bob Ross shirt. Doc bought me a Bob Ross shirt. It's floating around in here somewhere. I think she actually
Doc
bought
is
it
the
for herself,
girlfriend,
and
for those who may not
I
know.
stole it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's so cute that you guys are into that right now because full disclosure, I went to Michael's. Shout out Michael's. You and I used to go there a lot when you were a kid. We used to
Yeah.
really be into the big craft projects. We did a lot of projects.
Yeah.
And your mother may or may not have bought an easel, an entire paint set, acrylics. I'm starting with acrylics because I feel like oils are messy and hard to do, and watercolors. So if you come home for the holidays and your bedroom is covered in Bob Rowe looking paintings, you'll know it's your mother. I'm going to go as Bob Rowe as my creative name.
Just go as your same name. Ho Rowe paintings.
Ho Rowe paintings. So yeah, I'm trying that as a new hobby. So we'll see how it goes.
I like that. I've been thinking about that. I was talking to somebody and they were talking about, I was like, I need like a hobby or something to do. Like I need to start doing video games or just like something
Don't
that's
do
not in
video
any way.
games. I always judge men that
games.
get stuck on video games. Like,
but they're fun.
Be better.
It's problem solving. It's fine. But it's more of I was like, I just need something to do other than like I have watching movies, but that's related to work a little bit in my brain, at least in like the dream of work. But he was just like, you got to find something that's not somebody else's activity and is just like a hobby for you. Because like I was like, oh, well, writing, and he was like, well, no,
things
you
you're
want to get
interested
paid
in
for writing, yeah. So I was like, oh, I guess writing is not really a hobby because technically I like want to get paid for it. So it's a practice and like I'm learning a skill for work and like all that kind of and like same with comedy. So
did you and Doc ever go do the pottery class? Didn't I send you money for a pottery date?
I ended up using that money for Ubers because I came and saw you like a week after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. The pottery budget went towards Ubers.
The pottery budget went towards a part of I think we went to Napa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forgiven. Yeah. Okay, so I have some big news that I wanted to get into for you. I couldn't decide if it should be a chaos theory or how we should approach this, so I'm just going to show it to you.
If it's news, I think you should just tell me.
Well, chaos theory. Should parents open mail that comes to your house for your children?
No.
Well, I did.
Oh,
because it came from the Third Circuit Court, and I was worried that it was time to essence or something, so I did open it. And you have been called to jury duty, sweetheart. Congratulations. You've been called to jury duty in Utah.
Oh.
So I am going to send this back in and tell them that you are not currently living here, but it has been signed by You've been randomly selected as a prospective juror. So I'll send it back for you, but is it okay that parents sometimes open the mail?
No.
But aren't you glad I opened this?
That is good that you opened that because I think I can go to jail if I don't do that. But I guess that's fine. But I don't think you should open mail. It's a felony.
Okay, right.
Because I'm an
Technically, you're
adult.
right. You're an adult. Technically, you shouldn't. But if your mail comes to my house and I'm worried about, like, is it a check? Do I need to mail it to you? Should I just leave it unopened and send it
You
to you, or how do
you
I?
should take a
What do I do?
picture of it and be like, do you know what this is at least first?
Oh, that's a great idea. Hey,
I
do you want
think
me to open
consent,
this for you? Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
is a big factor.
Let's pretend I had your consent to open the jury summons, so I don't get arrested.
But I think that would be useful. And but there's I don't know, there's a million things. Like it could be a gift for you. It could be there's privacy stuff. I don't know. I guess it's not bad. You're my mom. You know pretty much everything. But like, I don't think you should be opening my mail.
Okay, I point taken. I won't open your mail. I
I
will
don't.
text a
I'm
picture of
not
it to
sure that
you and
there's.
say, hey, what do you think? Should I send this?
Yeah,
Should I open it?
I should. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I don't know. Immediately I'm just like for privacy, but then I'm like, well, what would I need to be private about
Okay,
in that
I
scenario?
do
But I do.
remember one funny incident where we were living together in New York, and this was on an accident because we were living together. So I just saw Rowe. I opened the mail. I didn't see that it had your name, and it was like a lab result, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm getting his STD results right now, I'm gonna lose my mind. But it was a COVID test or some kind of.
Yeah,
But that was one moment that I was like, oh no, this could
I
have
didn't
been
even know
bad.
that I thought they emailed you those things. But yeah, yeah. That's why
Not
it's just
not
like
that you've ever
privacy.
had to test for that, but maybe you have.
Well, no,
I don't
you
know.
test regularly. If you're active, you test regularly. That's just a normal. That's
That's
an adult thing.
smart, healthy behavior. Great.
Yep. I haven't tested recently because I've been locked in. But I've been I've locked the door. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think that it. I think because of privacy. Because I also like I don't know, looking at my bank account and stuff. Like that's. I mean, I don't know.
That could be depressing. Sorry, that was a mean joke that I lobbed at you
It
at your
will be
expense.
depressing.
It will
Oh,
be
trust me.
depressing.
It probably
Oh
will
boy.
be.
Okay,
New York is expensive.
my other chaos theory topic that I wanted to present to the group today is,
Well, we gotta
and this
actually
was
play.
actually,
We haven't been actually doing chaos theory.
I know,
Hold on.
because what we're supposed to do. So if you're new to the pod, we used to do chaos theory for all of our family activities. Would put three things he wanted to do, three things I wanted to do in a hat, and then would pull it out, and that would decide what we would do for the day. We were going to do that with our topics on the show, but then we kind of get lazy and we get distracted. Like I was going to put it in a hat and pull it out. But I just did these two topics today because I wanted to talk about both of them. So I cheated. But can I show
All
you my
right.
next one?
Let's just have these be. Um, these are just topics. I have
Topics.
two
Okay.
chaos. I have two.
Okay.
Um,
Read it.
yeah, yeah.
No, read it out loud. This is a podcast, so you have to share the podcast audio.
Parent-child matching outfits. Yes or no?
Parent-child matching outfits. So what gave me this idea is your girlfriend posted a really cute picture of you two this weekend,
Yeah.
with matching shoes on. Tell me about the matching
Yes.
shoes you were
Oh, she
sporting
did.
this weekend.
I have not even looked at my Instagram. I didn't know that she posted that.
It was very
Where did she
cute.
post that?
So do you have matching shoes with your
Oh
girlfriend
yeah,
right now?
we did. I do. They're right here. We have some dunks.
Those are darling.
Yeah. This was the only color she could find in my size because it's hard to find my size online. But yeah, I think it's I have a thing with matching. I like to match. I like group. I like large. I
Group
maybe
efforts, being funny.
I like matching. Like me and Doc have matching outfits that we've bought, and then we have these matching shoes now, and then we've had a matching tracksuit or two.
So you and I have done kind of funny, ironic matching outfits for, I don't know, probably 20 years. So every Christmas
Yeah,
we get pajamas, we get matching pajamas. But then we branched out one Mother's Day and started doing matching tracksuits. And that's been going on for a few years now. So you and I will go in public. I remember us going to the Carlisle bar, like the very, very fancy bar, a very famous bar at the Carlisle Hotel in New York City, in our
hmm
matching peach colored tracksuits. I thought that was
yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah.
There's a trend in this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I like to match. I think if I had my druthers, everybody would be. I would anybody that I'm on like we're close. We would all have a matching thing. Like it's a problem, but
It's
like
not a problem. It's adorable.
I definitely immediately once me and Doc started dating, I was like, let's get a matching outfit.
That's your
I
love
like
language.
I like the match.
So
Yeah.
there's a trend in the South. I find it interesting because you're an adult male. I don't think it's as common with adult men. Not that it should or shouldn't be. I think it's great. I actually love it, and I think it's something hilarious that we do to entertain ourselves more than anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the there is a trend in the South that's like mommy and me matching outfits with the moms and the daughters, like little dresses, like it's a grown-up lady's dress, and then the little girl has the exact same matching outfit. And I think it's darling. So I am
Yeah.
all in on the mommy and me matching outfits. And you and I have done mommy and me matching tracksuits, which befits our personalities a little bit better. So anyway,
And
I
the
just thought it was
tracksuits,
a cute
I stole the tracksuits from. There's a movie called The Gentleman, and it was I'm because I'm just like stewing over it because
Guy
I was like
Ritchie.
yeah, because I've separately gotten matching outfits with you and then matching outfits with my girlfriend. So I'm like, and then
I was
I
first though. Like, give me the credit. We were
all
first.
right, and then relax, and then I've like for like my improv shows, we wear a matching um Hawaiian shirt. So I'm like, I do a lot of matching, and like one thing it did start from was in that Guy Ritchie show. Um, and I bought my buddy's shirts that match as well. I did a tracksuit matching with my buddy Ariel as well. But we in that show, it's like this group of like kids that Colin Farrell's character is kind of like taking care of. He teaches them how to box. He's like a coach, and he takes like these the like youth of London and like they wear matching outfits. And he's like you got to look good. And so, like, you take care of yourself, and we're a part of a team, so we all wear matching clothes. And I'm realizing now, I'm like, I think that really stuck into my brain because that I've been doing that.
Yeah, I think it's a true love language sign. I think when you love someone, you match an outfit with them. So I think
Yeah,
anyone in your life should feel very flattered that if you
yeah.
decide to get a matching outfit with them, it's like, hey,
And
we love
I
each
figured,
other.
yeah, because I definitely think like, yeah. This is opening thoughts. This is interesting.
Some self analysis on the show
Self
today.
analysis. I'm like, oh, who now? Well, like, how many people
Huh.
have I matched with? But then I'm like, it's not that many.
It is a
I
true
just
sign
like,
of love, and
yeah,
we have looked very adorable in our matching outfits.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
what are your hit me with your
I
topics,
kind,
baby.
I kind of mixed two. I just picked two at random out of off the top of my head. Let's go. Okay. Let's see what this one is. Okay, working too much.
Oh, for gosh sakes. I feel triggered. I feel
No,
triggered.
no. I was more blown away this weekend when we were at a birthday party for someone and you I was like, why aren't you here? And everybody was asking like, where are you? Where? And then you were just like, oh, I'm at another game. I was like, wow, wow.
So yes, I had a double dip this weekend and it
You
was
double
really
dipped.
cool. Am I allowed to talk about work now that you brought it up?
Yeah, you talk about work
Okay.
at the beginning. I was joking when I said that.
Oh, you were joking. Okay.
I'm 90% sure people come to the podcast to hear stuff about your
Some
work.
work
And
stuff.
then, but you know what? This podcast is not about work. So,
Come for the football, stay for the mother son love. So I had a game in College Station. First of all, Kyle Field, Texas A&M fans, bravo. You are so incredibly organized. They have these cheers that go together. There's a point in the game that I look up and it's like three tiers straight up and down, and the whole place is going. They're waving their towels. It's super orchestrated. And I just got all choked up. I'm just like, I just love college football. And these fans are so great. And I think it was 100 and I want to say it was 104,000 people or 100 and I forgot the attendance, but I think it was over 105,000 people. It was the fourth largest crowd that they've ever had at Texas A&M, which is saying something. And then that night we left that stadium, got right on a charter, and about 40 of us went from there to Las Vegas. Got in about 1:30 in the morning, slept, and then went right over to Allegiant Stadium and did LSU USC, which ended up being a phenomenal game.
okay.
And Nothing against the quarterbacks I saw the previous night, but Garrett Nussmeier of LSU and Miller Moss of USC, OMG. I think both of those teams, LSU ended up losing, but USC surprised me. Their physicality at the defensive line surprised me. And I was like, I think everybody thought USC wasn't going to be that good in the Big Ten this year. And now I'm rethinking that and I'm like, hold up.
Maybe they got ready. They're ready for the new what's it called? Arena.
Yeah, the new field of
The new
trying to come up with sports words.
The new field of competition. I'm trying to think of what you would call the new level of competition that they've come into.
A new level of competition.
Well, yeah, but there's a word for it, isn't there?
Well, neither of us can think of it. So
yeah. Fair enough with that.
Well, I did not look at this weekend, honey, as I'm working too much. I looked at this weekend of who in America gets to work Notre Dame, Texas A&M, LSU, USC, four of the most iconic teams in college football history, back to back. I do. I look at it as a complete blessing, and I'm super blessed and lucky that I got to do it.
Yeah.
Can I share one other funny story?
Yeah.
Someone was like, oh my gosh, is this the first time you've worked games on back-to-back days?
No.
And I remembered a story from COVID. I actually worked 2 college football games in one day. I did a game one day at Michigan State, and our good friend, Maria Taylor, we love you, Maria, we miss you, got COVID and couldn't do her game at Michigan that night. And since they're only about an hour and a half apart, I finished my game, let's say 3:30, 4 o'clock at Michigan State, drove over to Ann Arbor just in time to do Wisconsin at Michigan that night. And it was very cold. It was very freezing. And I do think that I should get a lot of credit because I froze my butt off in 2 separate stadiums, but I made it. But that's the most tired I've literally ever been at work, because 2 games in one day, that's about 12 miles on the sidelines for me. So your mama was pooped. But anyway, this weekend was similar, but crazy.
No, not working too much. I probably shouldn't have said it like that. I would more just was trying to bring up like you did work a lot this weekend. It was more of an impressing. It was impressive. I can't,
Do we speak for a living?
You do. I don't.
Is that a new stuffed animal on your dresser, by the way? What is on your dresser?
Yes, my friends from work got me this. They got me a monkey.
It's a monkey.
And then a cup that says Grandma Shark needs a drink. Do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a work birthday present.
Oh, that's cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
All right.
So here I have a
you have one more topic?
I have a menagerie of random gifts that I've gotten, or random things. Like I have a Maui plush doll from Disney. Let me see if I can grab.
Can I share with the folks? This might be too personal, but I did want to share with the folks something cute that you did in Paris that I thought was adorable. And I didn't know that a lot of couples do, but I wondered if it's okay to share what you and Tiffany did with your stuffed animals.
Oh, yeah.
Show us that first. What do you got there? Sorry for the people on the podcast. He's holding up random, very cute.
All right, so it's a Maui from Moana.
That's the character The Rock played, right? With all the tattoos and that's cute.
And then you actually got me this. It's a Black Panther. Shout out Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
RIP. His anniversary was recently. We love that guy.
Passed away from cancer. Love him.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of collect. There's a Rick and Morty Rick here as well that I stole that from a really mean person's house once. But yeah, I just kind of collect these
cute little tchotchkes.
Little tchotchkes that speak to me,
You know what I love about you is you have such I don't want to say childlike, but that kind of what it is, a sense of play. And I was talking to, I actually listened to this podcast, and it was an end-of-life specialist, a palliative care physician that talks about what people, when they're dying and they're in hospice, what do they regret in life, and what he learned from those conversations. And so what he would recommend to people to do better. And it kind of falls in line with what you were just talking about, is people at the end of their life regret that they worked so much
Mm-hmm.
and that they didn't play more. And so
Yeah.
this expert was talking about having a sense of play is very important as you get older and keeping play in your life. And I think you do that really well. I think we both do. We're fun. One of
Yeah.
the things I love about us, we are fun people and we are going to have a good time and have fun, but we've
Mm-hmm.
got to balance it more with work, like more fun than work. And I'm definitely working on that
Well,
myself. I promise
for
you I
you,
am.
I probably could stand to work more, but because I'm only 29, but
You're probably playing more than you're working, but that will change as you get
no,
older. But
I'm working a decent amount, but I probably more more focused work. There we go.
there we
That's
go.
what.
There we go. But having that sense of play, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier in the pod, is having hobbies and having things that bring you joy, like have a lot of
Yeah.
joy and bring you joy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Before we go, I know we're going too long. I want to
No,
end with
that's
this
fine.
if this is okay. So I'm not going to give out too much information, but I started a foundation. When I
Oh
was
yeah.
going through cancer, I really, really struggled with the weight of having stage 4 cancer, which is, some people consider it terminal cancer. And I was really lucky to survive. I just read something that I had a 12% chance of surviving. That blew my mind, by the way.
Never told me that, but
I,
continue.
I, I don't know either, but I just read something about the drug I was on and people with these certain lung tumors. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm really lucky to be sitting here with us. But
Yeah. Yeah.
during that time, it's hard not to get depressed and think dark thoughts and all this stuff. And so I started doing something where I would only focus on joy in my day. So, like, okay, what is bringing me joy today? That's why we moved to New York. It's a bucket list item. I want to live in New York one day with my son. And so that's why I moved to New York, is I thought I was dying and we were going to do this big bucket list thing for our lives. And so I started a foundation called Joyous Foundation, and it looks like joy plus us. Like, I want us to have joy every single day. It's the only way I got through cancer. And I've realized that when you're not looking at the end of your life, you don't focus on your daily joy. And so I'm trying to teach people the importance of doing that. So anyway, long story short, started the foundation. We are awarding our first scholarship next week to someone from the Joyous Foundation. So next
Awesome.
week we'll fill you in on the pod, but it all ties into what we're talking about, is having those hobbies, having things that every day you can glean some joy from, instead of being task and work oriented every single day, that you are finding ways to be joyful every day. So
Yeah.
that's what we're working on. I think that's kind of maybe been a little bit we did not make that the theme of the podcast today, but it's weird how sometimes that pops up of
Yeah,
like,
we find one. We find a theme.
like Bob Ross, like he brings me joy. I've started doing some of the painting alongside with him in his shows. That brings me joy. Like, I definitely try to find little things to focus on every day that bring me joy. So
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
our listeners can do that too.
Yeah, they will. They better. That's why they listen.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna laugh. Hopefully
And
that's why you're
watching.
here with
They
us.
also I forget that we do have people watching this as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anything else on your
Okay.
mind, honey? Any other topics you wanted to hit before we get out of here?
Have you been taking care of yourself? You working out?
Yes, I worked out religiously. I walked long walks every day. I've done some yoga, trying to stretch more because these flights are getting to me a little bit. So I
Yeah.
am taking care of myself, honey. Thank you for
Oh,
getting on me about that. I love when you
good.
get on me about that.
Good. Of course.
Oh, wait, the last thing, I forgot to say the cute thing about it you and your girlfriend did. Okay, so you got a cute little stuffed animal that's like, did you buy it for her? Did she buy it for you?
I bought it for her. She was going on tour in, I want to say April, if I remember that, because she did two little tours. One for like Emo is Dead, and then one with the kind of this like rock orchestra. And so I can't remember if it was for the she's gonna kill me if I don't remember this. But it was for one of those two. And I bought her a stuffed animal that we named Doc after her. I don't know, that nickname kind of floats around. And then so when we went to so I gave it to her when she was on her tour. And she had sent me a couple of pictures of him in random places because she toured all over the kind of the South. And then when we went to Paris this last time, I brought Doc with me and made sure I got pictures of him doing random stuff in Paris just to kind of create a big. I want it so that way at the end of maybe I don't know the year or just in a while from now, we can kind of scrapbook this collection of photos of this stuffed animal, this little stuffed bear that we have.
There's a lot of parents that do this right now, because I actually get a lot of parents that come up to me at sporting events and say, will you take a picture with Flat Stanley, or some other little cute animal or figure that the kids have drawn, that's like maybe the parents are gone for work, and they take it and then they send the picture back to the kids with them around their work. So I think it's a cute tradition. I love it.
Yeah, anytime that we're not together, you take the toy and you take pictures of it.
Yeah, it's a way to stay connected on the road.
Exactly.
Such a good idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish I would have thought of this when you were a little boy. Like, I did more stuff like, here's where I'm at, and I bought you placemats of the states, and here's how we're learning about geography. We did more stuff like that, but I do think this is a really cute idea.
Yeah, so. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Happy, healthy. Anything else you need to talk to Mom about this week?
We're happy and we're healthy.
All right. I love you, honey. Thank you for calling.